Well, hello there, fellow Cubists. This is Jenny. Do you recall the decade of TV dials, parachute pants, champagne wishes, and caviar dreams? Because I do. I mean, I was very little, but the 80s were awesome, and we kind of all love them, no matter where we were in life. Like, the 80s, I think, for everybody, is fairly universal. It's just this time of, we remember it fondly, from the clothes to the movies and the TV shows and the music and all of it. It was just such an incredible decade. And this episode, which is number 42 of the podcast, woo woo, and recorded on my birthday, heck yeah, I sit back with Scotty Fusion and Jay, Poppa J, Cintron. And this, which is actually not just the 42nd episode of the podcast, it is the inaugural episode of the Pod Squad podcast. And with the Curve of the Cube Pod Squad podcast, it's going to be about, like, just me getting together with my friends and sitting back and talking about whatever it is we decide to talk about that day. And on this day, Scotty Fusion and Jay, Poppa J, Cintron joined me on my birthday at my house, and we talked about how much we love the 80s and all that radness that happened back then. So you're going to really enjoy this trip down memory lane. And this episode is sponsored by No Hard Feelings Tattoo Shop. No Hard Feelings Tattoo Shop is one of the best tattoo shops in South Florida, and it is owned by one Mr. Chris Blinston. And Chris is actually featured on this season of Ink Master on Spike TV, so be sure to catch that on Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. On Spike TV. Look it up on your local listings, and take your cable subscription. And and if you go into their shop, No Hard Feelings, go to No Hard Feelings, I believe it's just nohardfeelings.com, and you will get a 10% discount if you mention the podcast. Oh, excuse me. The right website is bigbrain2.com for the No Hard Feelings tattoo shop. But anyways, go there, check them out, Google them if I still got the website wrong, and go into their shop and get 10% off by just mentioning the podcast and sit down with some of South Florida's premier tattoo artists. Chris is an incredible talent, and he only hires those around who are also incredible talents. And he's also, I believe it was episode number 31 of the podcast, so go back into the archives a few episodes and check out Chris Blinston's episode. Catch him Tuesday nights on Spike TV on Ink Master, and catch this episode, the 42nd episode of the Curve of the Cube podcast, an inaugural Pod Squad episode, all about why we love the 80s. Enjoy! Curve the Cube will now initiate.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, birthday girl.
Thank you. Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Have you ever met Eli? Well, this is Eli. This is Jimmy.
Come on in.
Thank you.
It's a little messy, but not too bad.
I don't judge.
What's up?
Yo.
Captain.
Poppa J up in here.
All right.
Poppa J, that's it, son. Fusion, what's up, man? How
That's
you doing?
Eli.
I met him before.
I'm just kidding.
Get out of here.
I'm just kidding.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Fixing your tab.
No, my tag was supposed to be out. That's the style.
Oh, are you
man.
serious?
No. I'm not.
Yes.
How's your wounds?
What was that? That
Hey,
was the weirdest,
I
like,
saw-
oh! Like, what are you doing?
Every time I would come, that cat ain't like me, yo. Yeah?
Because you didn't like it.
When you...
He liked everybody else.
Oh, I don't know. The cat just ran away from me.
He was
That
so
was
mean.
That was a mean
He
cat.
was
dude,
so
wasn't
mean
it?
in that. No,
Yeah,
he
you
was
met the cat
not.
before?
No.
He was a great cat. He loved everybody else. Except for you.
Starfinger.
Starfinger.
How's your fingers?
Getting better.
Let's say, am I gonna be grossed out if you show me?
No, I don't think so.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
You see?
It's more like there's just like, look at it from the, see there's like
Ew.
this bump and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
snap. It got you good, yo.
Yeah, you got me really good. And then all of these,
How's the one in your
all
leg?
this. It's terrible. You know what, on my leg is, it's getting there.
No, it's not.
But it's still bruised. Like,
Wow.
we're what, 2 weeks out or something?
Yo, that's
It's all
crazy, yo.
bruised, yeah.
It's a cat scratch fever.
Hey.
Alright, let me mute the Goonies.
There's a kid in our neighborhood that went to school with Eli who kind of reminds me of Chunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's just like
You never
Chunk
done really?
follows me on Twitter.
Does he really?
He
The real
just
Chunk?
started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, he just started following. He just started following me. Josh. Something.
That's funny
I
because
forget
he
his
actually he really looks like that, Eli, doesn't he?
But you
Yeah,
see the way he
he
looks
is.
now? He don't.
Oh,
He's
skinny
the kid in
now.
our neighborhood looks just like
He's
that.
Just like that?
Yeah.
name. That's funny.
We see him in the morning. I'm like, hey, it's Chunk. He's like, shut up, don't say anything.
Well,
Oh.
we went back and forth a couple times, and then I sent him a picture of me with Corey Feldman. I'm like, hey, I got to meet Mouth. And I think that freaked him out because I didn't hear your bag.
You can.
It's like Chunk forever, huh?
Why? You're looking at me like I did something wrong.
That's why when people talk to me and they say, I met Scotty Fusion, and I'll be like, oh, you're just here for the fame. Just get away from
Oh,
me.
stop it.
Nobody says that.
So, guys,
Yo,
we are
hey,
gathered
Jimmy.
here today.
What up? What up?
What's happening?
What's up?
We got Scotty Fusion and Poppa J.
Yeah, no
Cintron.
doubt. No doubt.
In the house.
That's
Literally,
sick,
in
kid.
the house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in my house.
In your house,
Welcome,
just chilling.
welcome.
The studio, no doubt. Curve the Cube Studios.
Curve the Cube
South
Studios.
Wing.
Word.
South Wing, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Don't get lost because you might just trip into the East Wing.
Yeah, no
It's
doubt.
really tricky.
Word.
But anyways, no, I'm really excited to do the first podcast like this with you guys.
What are we calling this?
Well, I went through like a million different names, and the one I think I've landed on, I'm pretty sure I've landed on, is the Pod Squad.
The Pod
Pod Squad, I like that.
We're the Pod Squad,
I like
yo.
that. We're gonna get tattoos tomorrow, baby.
Nice.
Let's do this.
So, anytime I get together with my friends, my buddies, and we just do one of these podcasts, we're just chilling, talking about whatever, or talking about something specific. We're going to call it the Pod Squad.
The Pod Squad.
I like
And
that.
in my inaugural members, man.
That's
Nice.
it.
And what better day than today? It's my birthday.
It's your
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday.
And
Feliz cumpleaños.
Thank you.
What he says.
Yeah, so this day, 1979, I was born.
1979.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
I was 13.
Sorry.
I was 3.
Wow. I'm the old cocker in the group.
Aw.
Huh?
It's all good. You're my brother's age. It's all good.
It's all good.
I got AARP now, which is awesome.
You're lying.
good.
Please tell me
No,
you're lying. Oh,
not-
God.
I'm not that
There's
old.
no
That's it.
way.
I've seen the face I
I
just
was
gave
like,
Scotty Fusion.
What?
I gotta
get home before it gets dark, because otherwise
Right.
you'll lock me out of the home.
So I counted. I was only 112 days old when the 80s started.
Wow.
112 days old.
Yo, I remember when I had my first girlfriend. I met her March 13th, 1986. No doubt. I remember that.
Apparently she left
I
quite
was like
an
9
impact.
years old. I'm dead serious. She still follows me.
I think I was married for the first time in 1986.
Are you
Oh, yeah?
serious?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So what were you doing in your lives in the 80s? What were the 80s as far as your life span? Where did they
80s
fall
were
for
awesome.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the 80s.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about the other day. I was driving home and they were playing the best top songs of 34 years ago or something like that. And they had Depeche Mode. I'm like, how could this be 34 years already?
Isn't
I
it-
went to the concert and it was just
Incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, Depeche Mode rocked.
Yeah.
My favorite song was Always Enjoy the Silence. That song just always really, I love that. Anytime the video was on, I remember I ran to the room.
But the whole Black Celebration album that came out then, and
I don't know.
Awesome.
I was a kid.
Oh my God.
I know, it's a shame.
Yeah. I grew up in the Bronx, so my thing was salsa and hip hop. So, my
Salsa and hip hop?
Yeah, my sister was in the Depeche Modes and YouTube and all that stuff.
There was
you know
no
what I mean?
YouTube.
You too. Not
Oh,
you
you
too.
too.
Whatever. Yo, you see what I'm saying? I just got here. Let me take a sip of this water here.
She got the cold one. The other ones are in the freezer.
Hey, it's all good.
Don't
though.
let me forget.
I won't let you forget. Like that. That was awesome.
In stereo.
That's awesome. No
Literally
doubt.
in stereo.
No doubt.
But the 80s were cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I
80s
was
are
in
awesome.
college at the time.
Yeah.
I graduated high school in 84.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was still early on in the 80s. So
Yeah.
I was at college age, getting to see some really cool bands. I went to school in Milwaukee, as you know,
Mhm.
my other podcast.
Yeah.
And in Milwaukee, the Talking Heads were from Milwaukee, and the Violent Femmes, and we used
Oh,
to see
really?
these bands all the time for like nothing because they were just starting out and they were looking for a place to play. And
You got to see Violent Femmes?
saw the Violent Femmes, saw the Talking Heads, In Excess, all at the Oriental
my
Theater in Milwaukee, and it
gosh.
was awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What was it about the 80s that, like, what influenced you in your passions? What made you, like, what do you remember as just being like, oh, that's so cool?
I remember my parachute pants. I remember it wasn't even a mullet yet. It was still a perm. It was just big hair.
Big hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I weighed like 105 pounds, 8 pounds soaking wet.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah,
Oh
this
my
scrawny little
gosh.
thing.
Wow.
But
So,
the TV shows were cool. They had put Lip in the Hits. And it was
yeah.
a lip sync show.
I don't remember that.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
I was old enough to remember that.
Tell me about that. What was Lip in the Hits?
It was a show you would go on and you would do lip syncing to your favorite bands. And they would have a contest, and whoever lip synced the best would go on to the next round.
Isn't it funny that there's now some lip sync show that's on now? I think
And
it was
it's
like
even-
LL Cool J hosted
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
And it's funny that Milli Vanilli got in so much trouble for lip
Right.
syncing.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
what?
Right.
Right.
Oh, scandals.
Yeah, they had the best TV shows.
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember growing up and staying home with my dad to watch like Mork and Mindy,
Oh,
Mork
yeah.
and
Chips,
Mindy.
Starsky and Hutch,
Oh
and
my
we used to watch
gosh.
those late at night, like you
Yeah.
know, like prime time, you know,
Yeah.
8, 9 o'clock, The Incredible Hulk,
Yeah.
and like now, like my kids, they see the reruns, but I
Yeah.
remember watching it when it was like we had to wait a week,
Uh-huh.
and
Yes.
there was no DVRs. We didn't even have a VCR back when I was growing up.
Yeah.
We didn't have a VCR. I remember when my
Commercial breaks were bathroom breaks, snack breaks.
yeah, and I remember we didn't have a remote control for our
Uh-uh,
TV. We had everything was just
That
was the dial.
dial, uh-huh.
And I remember me and my brother, we had a black and white TV in our room. It was a small, I want to say like 13-inch TV, and it was white. And we had to take pliers to turn it, and it would go click, click,
Yes.
click, 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 click.
Because you didn't have the knob
We didn't have the
anymore.
knob. It was so old. We used to have an antenna, and basically, I lived in 182nd. We had to point it towards 161st, towards Yankee Stadium, just to get good reception to watch Channel 5, because on Saturdays they would give Kung Fu flicks.
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah.
The Fox?
Yeah.
Fox used to give Kung Fu flicks like all day on Saturday. We used to watch. Oh man, I used to love that stuff. You know that if I could go back, I want to go back to that era because it was so like
Such
innocent
good TV.
and everything and so wonderful.
Yeah.
And I remember when E.T. came out, we got.
Oh my
out-
God! I just watched that the other night with Jordan.
I just bought it for my kids and we watched it about a month ago.
Yeah.
But I remember when it first came out, it was rare. And like everybody was going to the local, there was no Blockbuster. It was like local mom and pop video
yeah.
stores.
Yeah.
And I remember
That's right.
my cousin came from Long Island. I remember like it was like yesterday.
Yeah.
And he came with this, and it was like a box.
Yeah.
And it was, oh, I got E.T. And everybody was like, oh my God. It was a big deal because they just released it on VHS.
Yeah.
And Beta.
And
And
yeah,
Beta.
I remember
That's
Beta.
right, that's
But my dad
right.
went out and he bought himself. It was I remember it wasn't even Panasonic. It was remember Star.
A top-loading
Yeah,
VCR,
right.
yeah.
Oh my gosh!
and
That's right.
and the remote control was basically had a
It
cord.
was wired, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
I
wired.
think that
you
was
could
our
play it.
first
You used
remote.
to- yeah,
same thing.
and basically, I remember we got her on the TV, and
It wasn't all like by just numbers. There was no time dial. It was all
Right.
just numbers.
right. It was the weirdest thing. I remember
So
we
weird.
sitting down in the living room, and everything was paneling. Everything was a panel wall, brown floor. Everything was brown. The TV was big. It was brown.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember watching E.T. and enjoying it.
Aw.
And it was a fun time.
That
Us
was-
as
yeah.
kids, I remember it was summertime, no school, we watching E.T.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That
these
was
kids
the
these
first-
days
that was
don't
the
even know
first-
what's going on.
That was the first movie I saw in the theaters was E.T.
Really?
Really?
I'm pretty sure from what I can remember. Yeah, and it really set the stage for me. And when I thought about that the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, so many things were influenced by that. First of all, I love me some aliens. Alien stories, I love it.
Reese's Pieces.
All day. I've always been a huge fan of Drew Barrymore, of Henry Thomas, who played Elliot. But the biggest influence was the music from that soundtrack, from that movie. Touched me in such a way that I became the biggest John Williams fan. And if a movie was coming out, still to this day, that he does the soundtrack for, I'm there. I can watch it with my eyes closed. and I will love it because of E.T. and John Williams that day. Just moved me that much. It was incredible. What a great movie. It was a phenomenal movie.
That's awesome.
Phenomenal movie.
Well, I got a trick for you. This is what you do. You could park in the parking lot off of Lake Worth Road.
Yeah.
Drive a movie theater. You put it to the dial. You can hear the movie. You don't have to watch the. You can
take your binoculars.
If you want to do it, yeah, just listen. You can sit there, and just relax.
Listen,
you know?
all I want.
Hey, I'll save us like $10. So tomorrow, go see it.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Nice tip. I really appreciate it.
I'm telling you.
Such a dork.
I'm dead serious.
I like the sitcoms in the 80s though.
Yeah.
That's the TV that I love. Like when I think of 80s television, I think of Growing Pains. I think of Silver Spoons.
Yep, Silver Spoons.
Or some of the other really
Facts of Life.
Facts of Life. Thank you.
Yeah,
Facts of Life.
The Cosby Show.
Yes,
was a big
yes.
one.
Yeah.
Knight Rider.
Oh my
was a big-
gosh,
yeah,
Knight Rider.
Remember Airwolf?
Yeah.
Airwolf.
No, what was Airwolf?
Different Strokes.
What was Airwolf? Wait, what was Airwolf?
It was like pre-18, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically it was about it was put it this way, it was like Knight Rider but with a helicopter.
Yeah.
And like he would go out and do missions and the
Airwolf?
helicopter.
I don't remember this at
Yeah,
all.
and there was another one called Blue Thunder, which was like a spin-off of like Airwolf about the, it was, remember back in the if you think about it, back in the 80s they were throwing out a lot of technology that right now we starting to see. You think about like Knight Rider. There's cars now that can park themselves.
Yeah.
So like if you think of
it was an inspiration
and talk
for a lot
exactly.
of things. The 80s are when we thought of everything that we're kind of doing now. I mean, a lot of people, a lot of those ideas of like touch screens or computers that greeted you, like a voice that greeted you when you walk into a room, or doors that open on their own, you know, things like that. Like a lot of that stuff was thought of in the 80s.
If you got to think about it, the way I look at the 80s is like 80s was like, it was like the turning point of mankind, the way things changed for the good.
Ways,
Goes from the 70s, and then when you turn around, the 80s are there, and now you think about it, everybody still goes back to the 80s.
Yeah.
There's something about the 80s that's very
Bamboozle
special.
just happened with the 80s.
Was our industrial revolution, right?
Yeah.
It was great.
It was definitely an informational. I think it kind of was definitely the precursor. Came right before like the informational age. The informational age kind of hit right at the end of the 80s. When was the like Mac computer and all of that? Was that mid 80s or late 80s?
A lot of that stuff started coming out in the early 80s. The rich people had it, and then little by little they started bringing it out, branching it out.
I remember my Commodore 64.
I had one too. Did you have one?
I know. I remember my first. I never had a computer until I moved out of my house.
Yeah.
But I remember us getting our first Atari.
Oh, yeah.
Atari.
You still have my
first
one?
one?
Oh
Do you
my God.
really? I still have my first NES, but yeah, Atari. That's even better. Wow.
I remember my dad called me and my brother downstairs. Mijo, come here. And we went downstairs, and because we lived in a house. And I remember my dad, he had like a pile of laundry, and he told my brother, look through there. And so my brother went, oh my God. And I remember we were in the room, everybody in the neighborhood come, and we playing
Pong.
Nice.
Nice. It was the
4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
4
It was great. So I remember our first Atari. And back then, I remember my dad, he paid for it. I remember it was like $100, and that was like $100.
A lot was everything.
That was like,
forget it.
Now
don't
like,
expect
that's
anything
nothing.
at Christmas. Don't expect anything.
Same thing when I first got my first Nintendo. It's like I still got my first Nintendo in the house with all my games. But he did the same thing, and I'm like, the way things change, and like you look at these games then, and then you look at now, it's like, are you kidding me? We had to play with little sticks.
I know.
And the paddle controller.
Yeah, the
You'd
joysticks.
have to change the controller per whatever game you're playing.
It was crazy, but it's like some of the Commodore 64, some of the games that I love were like Impossible Mission, and I'm trying to think of like, there was like this one shooting thing and stuff, but there was just all these games that were just so random at the time, where like nothing was really like this big franchise yet until I think was Mario probably the first big maybe which one came out first, Mario or Zelda?
The first big thing that came out was the Donkey Kong.
Or Space Invaders before that.
Oh, that's true.
I spent many an hour at the local hot dog place playing Space Invaders.
And Pac-Man came out way before Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pac-Man was way.
Wow.
Pac-Man was the beast. Oh, no. Yeah, look at your shirt. #
Hey, the hashtag the beast, man.
Yeah, Pac-Man was amazing. Did you spend time, were you past the arcade?
No, my senior year of high school, I spent more time in the arcades than I did in school. Because they were really big at the time. We'd go and we'd cut school and we'd play like Dragon Slayer and Space Ace.
Yeah.
And, all those cool old games.
Yeah.
Thomas Dolby playing in the background.
Yeah.
Do you remember the original Punch Out before Mike Tyson Punch Out came
No.
out?
Oh yeah,
That guy was a green. He looked kind of like
He was green?
it was green, but he looked like something out of like out of Cyber. So basically, you were this green guy with just lines, and it was the original Punch Out before Mike Tyson Punch Out.
I never saw. I heard about it, but I've never seen it.
And the arcade. I don't know about yours, but I was in our neighborhood that we used to go to. Was on the second floor. And you have to go get tokens. It wasn't
the tokens. Right?
You had to get the tokens.
Yeah.
You had to go. They give you. And I remember the tokens. They were gold, and they had like a little arcade on it. And you go and you put it in the slot.
And you remember why people were using the tokens? Because
No.
people would be breaking into the machines to take the
take the
quarters
money.
out this
I
way.
believe
There
it.
was nothing to steal.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Or people. Well, maybe they only did this to
With the
payphones
string?
with the
Yeah.
string. Yeah. Oh my gosh, payphones.
Oh my gosh.
You're payphones.
Payphone. Yep.
There's been a lot of technology, like you were saying, like that came out and got left behind.
Thank goodness.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Tape decks.
Right? Well, it's funny. I just borrowed a reel-to-reel deck. My parents are having an anniversary, and they've got a reel-to-reel from their ceremony. So I borrowed a reel-to-reel. I found one, and I brought it home to try and play it back to see if I could record it. And even my wife, who's the same age as you, walked in. She's like, "How do you know what you're doing? What is that thing?" I mean, she knew what it was, but had no idea how I knew how to use it.
Right.
Right.
And I said, if Eli came home and saw this thing, he'd be like, "What the hell is
He might
that
think it's
thing?"
something from the future. Like,
Right.
for all he knows.
Right.
Like, what is this futuristic new thing?
Right.
Yeah, no. It's
My
not
dad,
really old.
he has 8 tracks at the house.
Oh, he still has this?
But he doesn't have. He still has the
8-tracks.
8-track tapes. You know 8 tracks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My parents, I remember
I used to
one
have
of
an
their
8-track in my car.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of their cars had an 8-track, and I remember because you used to have to listen to the whole entire thing, right? You couldn't
Right,
rewind.
you would listen to. Well, you could fast forward, but it would skip to the next track then. So you'd be like in the middle of a song, and they didn't care where they split it. You'd be like halfway into the song, and you hear chink, and then it would like back up like 10 seconds, then continue again because it was on to the next track. And it would just a loop and tape.
Oh
They
my
were
gosh! Oh my gosh!
8 tracks. My dad still has. As a matter of fact, the reason why I brought it got my attention yesterday because I knew I was coming in today for that. And when I went in his room, he has, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he saved all his stuff.
And trying to bring your music with you in the car. I mean, you think about how much space cassette tapes took up, and you're man, I can't carry around all these cassette tapes. But when you had the 8-track players, they were like,
yeah, they were big.
5 inches by 5 inches square. So maybe you could take 10 tapes with you because otherwise you need a trailer to tow them all.
Right.
What were some of the big music influences from that time that you remember? What were some of your favorites?
The ones that we mentioned, Talking Heads were big.
Yeah.
NXS.
Yeah.
I think I saw the first Who farewell tour in like the 80s.
The first one?
Yeah, first one.
You've had several?
Yeah. Like 80, must have been like 84 was their first farewell tour.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But Rush, they were huge. I loved seeing Rush every time they came to town. They put that great show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely one of those girls who loved like Madonna and wanted to dress like Madonna and like the idea of the denim with the lace over it and all that garbage and stuff and the big bows and the pins and whatever. I mean,
Prince, Purple Rain. I mean,
Purple
that
Rain,
was huge.
That
You've
was
seen the picture of me
huge.
as Prince.
I have made no promises that I won't ever share it.
You can, it's all good. I wish I looked like that now.
Yeah,
A
like
third of me.
back in the '80s, growing up, like I said, it was like LL Cool J, Fat Boys, Run DMC.
Fat Boys.
You know
oh
what I
my
mean?
gosh.
That was big, and where I was from, I'm from the Bronx,
Yeah.
and so that hip hop was the culture was just there right in my face.
Yeah.
Everybody was breakdancing. The movies were coming out like Electric Boogaloo,
Yes.
Fifth Street. You have all these things, and a lot of that was around where I'm originally from, the Bronx.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of that was just always blaring in my face. You go outside, they got a boombox, and people
on
don't
their
know
shoulder.
the boombox, the big radio with a tape deck, and then you press play, and then it has little red lines, and it goes up and side and up and down
To the music.
to the music.
The VU meters.
You know what I mean? The meters, exactly. There you go. Thank you, Scotty. But that's why I go. And also too, you know,
The big antenna.
you know, when it comes to like TV shows, you know, one of my favorite TV shows of all time, growing up in the 80s, every Friday they used to have TGIF, and they used to have Full House, and they used to have
TGIF.
Remember TGIF?
Yeah.
They used to have Full House. It was Family Matters. It was the dinosaurs. And it was the Balky, the Perfect Strangers. And it used to be every Friday night. I remember I used to go to my cousin's house, and we had that Friday night to watch those shows.
TGIF.
And I'm like, man, yeah, TGIF, man. I'm telling you.
That's so funny.
I always wanted to be John Stamos, but it's all good though.
What was the name of the show with Michael J. Fox? I never remember the name of it.
Family Ties.
Family
Ties.
Family
Matters was the other one.
Right,
It was Family Times.
Right, Family Ties, yeah.
With Meredith
right.
Baxter Burney.
Tell us how you really feel. Whoa.
Justine Bateman.
Oh yeah.
Justine Bateman. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
Oh, what about who were some of your crushes? Who were some of your
Oh
crushes?
my God.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s. Oh my gosh.
Molly Ringwald. Oh yeah, Molly Ringwald. My eye just lit up.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
And you got to be pretty close at one point.
Literally.
Yeah, like with it. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
rub shoulders with the old Molly.
Mm.
Yeah, but you wanted to rub
Molly.
something else. Sorry, Eli. Sorry, your kid was here. Sorry.
Sorry, puppy. I'm sorry.
He doesn't listen to me half the time.
How about you, Jay?
Well, growing up in the 80s,
Yeah.
I want to say, to be honest with you, Linda Carter.
Linda
Oh.
Carter.
Oh my
Linda
gosh,
Carter.
she was, she had those beautiful eyes.
Eyes, right.
That's true.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
That's true.
she was so beautiful.
That's true.
Linda Carter.
Yeah.
I love you, Wonder Woman.
Oh.
Captain KVJ loves you.
Ooh.
Oh, I need a drink of water.
Feeling the vapors.
But
No
then
doubt.
was Charlie's Angels? That was early 80s.
That was like that.
Yeah.
That ended
That was the 70s
in like
actually,
the like
yeah.
that
late
ended because
70s,
we
yeah.
actually I was thinking about it when we were thinking about what we were gonna do for Bamboozle, the '80s theme. I was thinking about doing something Charlie's Angels because it was Captain with the three of us girls, but it was like, well, it kind of ended right around like '81. I don't know if that really.
Yeah.
It kind of probably feels more '70s.
Yeah. It feels more so.
But I used to watch the rerun. Same thing with the Fall Guy, Bionic Man.
Oh,
They used
yeah?
to all those was the
I was
the
named
reruns.
after Bionic Woman.
Really?
Yeah, because that's how she spelled her name.
I didn't know her name was Jemmy.
Jamie,
Oh, my bad.
but spelled
I
that
meant
way.
my dad.
Okay, I'm gonna smack you if you ever call me Jaime again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I get away with calling her Jimmy, which is closer than calling her Jamie.
Jamie.
Yeah.
It's endearing.
It is endearing.
Oh my gosh. But one of the, because I was younger, so I didn't really have like a crush on anybody exactly. I was more focused on like.
Walking and eating and learning
You
to
know what?
potty train.
You know what? It was a whole decade of my life. I wasn't learning to walk the entire time.
Oh, okay.
But I was playing with a lot of toys.
Mm.
And I was a total tomboy, so some of my favorites were like Matchbox and Hot Wheels and what was another? Well, Legos obviously, but because I'm such a Lego head. But one of the other big ones I loved was Transformers.
Transformers.
I know you're a big action figure guy. I
Yeah.
know you have a huge. You both. That's right. Both of you have massive collections of toys.
Yeah. I just picked up yesterday 2 Batmans, a Ninja Turtle, Triple H,
From
and a Big
where?
Show. I get them. People know that I collect them, so they give them to me because I got them in display at the house.
Yeah.
The
So-
66 Batman or the newer Batman? That's
Well, no. I have the new one,
Yeah,
the
he doesn't
Christian
count.
Bale Batman.
Okay.
Because I just got them from one of these, all these kids that know me. Hey, I got these toys. You want them? Bring them on.
Bring 'em.
So yeah, growing up for me was G.I. Joe, He-Man. I had those. I mean, like, forget about it. I had all the wrestling men. I had the wrestling ring.
Yeah.
WWF at the time, and I still have those toys. I mean, I was one of the few people that I know that I put them in the toy chest, and I kept the toy chest for many years.
Yeah.
That I still, and then as time went on, I just started collecting them again.
Yeah.
Like I have a 1977 Darth Vader that I picked up in the flea market for $0.25. And they had no clue what they were selling me. And I felt kind of bad. I was like, should I give them 50 cents? Nah, I say, well,
50
here you go,
cents.
$0.25. I was trying to...
Now what's it worth?
Oh, I have no clue.
$15?
Because to me, you know, people was like, oh, that was worth. I'm like, you know, it's so
nostalgia.
It's such a memory.
Yeah.
That to me, I'm like, I don't even look, because if I do look it up, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna sell this,
It'll get
and then I'll be like, hey, Jemmy 5, hook me up.
It'll get
Here you go, I'll bring you the box and the stamp, send it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I used to also like My Little Pony, but that was about as girly as I got. I would never ever play with Barbies. I railed against Barbies and all that kind of stuff. In fact, I remember I was like 9, and it was my dad's company's holiday party. And so all the families come with all the kids, and they give out presents to all the kids. It was massive back then. It was so much fun. And I remember they had, so you're watching this long line of kids go up to Santa, and every kid has a gift with her name or his name on it. And the girl in front of me got, do you remember those dancing flowers? Anytime you would play music, they would like start to dance and stuff. Yeah. So the girl in front of me got one of those, and I was like, "Ooh, that's what I'm gonna get," because the box looked exactly the same, and I was so jazzed, and I was all excited. And I get my gift, and I'm like, woohoo! And then I open it, it's a freaking Barbie. It's like, son of a bitch. That got re-gifted the next day.
Those are the best. The Barbies.
The Barbies, man.
Yeah, I was always the youngest, so basically, like, my brother got me by 10 years, my sister got me by 9, then my other sister got me by 12. So growing up in the 80s, they were teenagers.
Yeah.
I was always the, like, can I go with you outside? I was always the, 7, 8-year-old kid, the tag along. So I always went outside with them, did whatever, but then there was times, go inside, leave me alone, stop. Yeah, I mean, you my shadow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of imagination, a lot of friends I used to play with by myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah. She sheds a tear.
This is great therapy here, man.
You're an idiot. It'll be alright. I think you'll get through it.
I'll get through it.
One day at a time.
No doubt.
One day at a time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, one day at a time.
Yeah, Barry Bertinelli.
That one, yeah. My dad had a big crush on her. I remember that. He was talking about her.
Schneider.
Yep.
That was my favorite theme song when I was a kid. Was One Day at a Time things. Was that what the show was called? One Day at a Time.
One Day at a Time.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my favorite theme song. What about you guys? Which ones did you like? There were some great theme songs back then.
My favorite
theme them anymore.
My favorite theme song is The Incredible Hulk. It's called The Lonely Man.
Is it?
It's the
does
theme.
It have words?
It doesn't have words, but
Okay.
it's just that's like one of those type of themes that you could hear and it doesn't get old.
Yeah.
Especially if you like.
Obviously it's a superhero.
It's a superhero thing, but I used to enjoy the music, and to this day, on my phone, I have The Lonely Man, and every so often I'll just pop it in my headphones when I'm working and I listen to it.
Really?
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Huh.
Yeah, no doubt. David Bannon, that was, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
I'm telling you, that was my, I can't front. And the other one was Chips. I
Yeah.
used to like Chips, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was the bomb. I don't have to be lyrics. Why it has to be lyrics all the time?
It doesn't have to be lyrics all the time for me, man. Did you not hear me just talk about John Williams and how amazing he is?
There you go.
Thank you very
All
much.
right, my bad.
Let's say E.T. Okay, then we got Jaws. We had
Close Encounters
just
of
like
Third
taking the
Kind, yeah.
80s. Yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Tons of Indiana Jones movies.
Well, you good.
He's the
You
bomb,
good.
man.
You should
He
follow
was
him.
the Danny Elfman of the 80s.
He was
Because now Danny Elfman does everything.
phenomenal. He's still doing stuff.
Who?
John Williams.
I didn't even know he's still alive. Sorry, John.
Yes, he's still alive. He's, fun fact. Oh, wait, no, he's not. I was going to say he's Drew Barrymore's godfather, but. Okay, quiz question. We'll turn my erroneous fun fact into a quiz question.
All right.
Who is Drew Barrymore's godfather? Dun, 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 dun,
Call
dun.
now for your chance to win. We'll take the 15th caller right now at 561 Pod Squad.
6-1 Pod Squad. Dork. Steve.
Alan Alda.
No.
Wah,
Wah,
wah.
wah. Steven Spielberg. Isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah, I think I knew that, Spielberg.
Yeah.
That's our Godfather.
Yeah.
I wish he was my godfather.
Tell me about
Right?
I'm telling you.
I wish he was my godmother.
Was Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous? That was in
Yeah.
the 80s.
That was in the 80s,
Robin
yup.
Leach. You're
Yup,
watching
that was in the
Lifestyles
80s.
of Rich and Famous.
I just totally
Here's a bunch
remember.
of stuff you'll never be able to afford.
Ever in life. You suck. We're phenomenal.
phenomenal.
Yo,
and here's why.
Yo, I used to watch that in the Bronx and get depressed. I was like, that's messed up. Yo, why you don't come to my hood?
Did your parents?
You know what I mean?
Did your parents ever drive you around other neighborhoods, like really nice ones?
I'm from the Bronx. They all nice.
I'm from the nice neighborhood, so we
Oh,
used to go
well,
to the
you
ghetto.
then.
By Scotty. We went to by Scotty's house.
I'd go down to your side of the
Wait.
tracks.
Wade be like, hi, Scotty.
Look at those children playing in a fire hydrant, Daddy.
Yeah,
No.
More crumpets.
that was
More crumpets.
yeah, no doubt.
Oh,
Lifestyles of the rich and famous. Get out of here.
because I remember, like, because I was, kind of younger. Obviously, it was 30 years ago. But, I don't remember it being like the age of excess. I didn't remember it being that because I didn't know any better. Do you think it was the age of excess when you look back?
I think this is the age of excess.
I agree.
Really.
I think
Yeah.
it's way worse now.
Oh, it's totally worse.
Way worse now.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my first cell phone. I had that for years. Now you're updating, every 6 months. Every time
Right.
something new comes out, you just
Right.
throw the old one out and you get another one. That's
Yeah.
just
Right.
so stupid.
It is.
I remember toys back then lasting forever.
Yeah.
Like you would have like one or two toys that were just everything to you.
Right.
And
well,
you
that's
would
what
took
Jay
it
was saying.
everywhere.
Yeah.
They used
yeah.
to hold up better than
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I still have some of my Happy Meal toys from back then. They don't like Jordan gets a Happy Meal here and there, and the toys usually kind of suck. Like
Yeah.
they fall apart pretty
Yeah.
quick,
Mhm.
But back then it was like everything was made with such different quality,
Yeah, it was.
big time.
They used to put actually effort into it, and a lot of the stuff, to be honest with you, was made here in the States.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is coming from overseas, so who knows what they have over there, you know what I mean? A lot of that stuff, all these toys they use now is all recycled toys. It's, after a while that stuff, I get toys now. If I go to buy a toy in the store for my girls or something, I guarantee it within 6 months, the leg is broken or
Yeah,
something.
it's true.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
I got toys from back in the 80s that you could take it and drop on the floor and my kids could play with it, and they have. There's certain toys I let them play with. And I don't have to worry about it because I know for a fact they could tug on it and it's not going to break. Like now if I get them a toy, I'm paying $15 for a toy and it's going to break.
They had those like the old Fisher Price toys, like the old like there was like a phone. I do have the phone, but there was like a record player and a couple other things. And I was really excited. I was in Barnes and Noble. This was about a year ago. I was in Barnes and Noble, and I saw that they brought them back, and I was like, woohoo, that's exciting. And I really wanted to get my kid the record player, right? And I didn't get it that day, and I went online, and I don't know why, because I never ever look at customer reviews, but I did, and I Googled it, and it was all like, this isn't anywhere near the quality it used to be, blah, blah, blah. It was like one complaint after another. It broke after 45 minutes, and I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
That totally sucks.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make them like they used to.
No, they don't.
Sure.
They don't. They don't make nothing. I mean, even when you go to get food these days, compared to the food in the 80s when I used to go to McDonald's
What
and
did you
get
used to like?
Oh, I used to always get the McChicken when it first came out. It came out like in the mid 80s. And I remember going to McDonald's in the neighborhood, and they were giving samples. And now from that day on, I was hooked. But before that, it was always you get the cheeseburger. But back then, the chicken nuggets and everything
were made with chicken.
Exactly. Now I get the stuff and I'm like, there's no, you can't, I can't even compare it.
Yeah.
Because I still have that memory of like what a McChicken tastes like.
Yeah.
Back then, and a chicken now that costs $1. I mean, come on, it's gonna cost you $1. Are you kidding me?
I know. It's not the same.
So it's not the same. So let's just all get in our DeLorean and let's just go back to 1985.
Come on, Marty, let's go.
Let's go. They just had a marathon of those movies like last weekend.
Back to the Future.
Yes.
Oh, those are the
I
best.
can't
Those are
tell
the
you the
best.
last time I saw those.
Yeah.
So I forgot how good they were.
Yeah, I got them at the house. I got the trilogy. It's the bomb.
I
I love
didn't-
watching them because they take you back. They even predicted the Florida Marlins. Remember? They had
It was the
it was
Florida.
the,
was it the Gate?
yeah,
what do they
Florida
call
was it?
the
It was
Panthers or
Miami
something?
Gators.
Yeah,
I think it was the Miami Gators.
Yeah.
And then they had, and
That's right,
it was
that's right,
the
that's
Chicago
right.
Cubs won the World Series.
That's right.
You
That's
remember that?
right, That's right. That's right.
They had that, and that's hilarious. You see stuff like that. Same thing with Star Trek. they had the flip phones.
Right.
Beam me up, Scotty. And then
that's
now,
right, they did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Lots of that
That's
Star Trek
right.
technology we're using today.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
But the thing on the back of the DeLorean that converted garbage into energy?
Yes.
The Mr. Fusion.
Mr. Fusion.
oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I found one on eBay. I wanted to buy it. It's like $600 though. I'm like,
$600.
as cool as that would be to have.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
but it doesn't really convert garbage into energy.
Oh
It's just-
man,
yeah.
son of a. Well, then where's the
Yeah.
value?
Tell one of Mr. Fusion. Come on.
I agree.
I seen that the other day.
I
You
agree.
circle. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Yeah, my first movie debut.
Hey, I like that. Back to the
That was
Future.
awesome. Yeah, it was a good movie. It was a
That's
good
what's
movie.
up.
So, one more thing, because I promised my brother I'd bring it up. I promised him we'd talk about. Well, I promised that I'd mention the word Z Cavaricci's on this podcast.
Oh no, yeah.
So let's talk about some clothes.
I love my
And I've seen
Cavaricci's.
some freaking pictures of you, man.
Oh yeah.
Wow, what
I
were you
rocked my
thinking?
Cavaricci's. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think what I liked most about it, you used to have this little white tag that's
On the crotch.
right on the crotch, and you know people were looking.
Yep,
so,
yep.
Right. Hey.
Well, what's so funny is, so my brother and I, we wore fake ones. We went to Ross or Marshalls or whatever, and the ones my brother got were called Code Zero, and the ones that I wore were called Palmettos. But they had the exact same little
Tag
thingy,
on the flag.
but you had to look really close to see it said Code Zero or Palmettos,
Right.
and it cost like a quarter of the money. So suck on that,
Yeah.
Fusion.
Yeah.
It's funny that
Yeah.
you mentioned Cavaricci's because I was thinking, I remember doing stand-up comedy for the first time.
Yeah.
And one of my first paid gigs was in Vegas, and I remember being on stage in a pair of white Cavaricci pants and a white jacket with big puffy shoulders
my
that kind of zipped with
gosh.
a wide lapel.
Yes,
and,
yes, yes.
oh man, that
The
was
zippers that
funny.
went all the way across
Yeah,
for no
yeah,
reason.
and that's
Nice.
when the mullet started kicking in, right around there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
beautiful.
yeah. I
That
love
is
my Cavaricci's.
classic.
Yeah.
How many pair do you think you had of Z?
Oh, I know I had at least 4. I know I had a white pair, I had a black pair, I had a tan pair. Oh yeah. Yeah, that was like going on a Friday, Saturday night. I'm putting on the Cavaricci's and I'm going downtown.
My gosh.
Yeah.
So
I can
bad.
only imagine. What was your look in the 80s?
Lee's. I remember when the Lee's
Lee's.
pants came out that they used to have the stripe on them. Then back home in the Bronx, what happened? They used to steal the tag
Yeah.
from the back because if you collected a certain amount, you could take it to the store and you could exchange it for another pair of Lee's.
Really?
Yeah, so they would
I
give you a
think
discount.
That was like the
Yeah.
early
Yeah.
buy 10,
So
get
they-
one free
yeah.
program.
I remember being in elementary school and I used to have to wear my belt over the Lee tag because the junior high schoolers and the high school guys would come
snatch it.
to after school at 3 o'clock and they would take you right, like if they're giving you a wedgie and just rip the Lee
What?
tag
Tag
off you.
off?
Yeah, and they used to take that and you have a certain amount, you take it to the store and you get one for like half price. And then Lee's back then was the bomb. You used to
Yeah,
have like some
yeah.
they had the stripe around it. And you used to have green. I used to have green.
Do you
and all
remember
that
the
stuff.
weird Was it Jordache
It was-
commercials?
it was
Or
Jordache.
Yeah.
Was it
Calvin
well,
Klein.
it was the
and,
Levi. Was it who had the 501s?
Levi's.
Was it
That was
Levi's?
Levi's, yeah.
Those are weird commercials that made no sense. It was
Yeah.
just they were so
Well,
weird.
the guy who would be on the sidewalk, like driving a car, but he wasn't in a car, he'd be sitting there, it would be stop motion animation. And he'd be going up and down the street.
so weird.
Oh,
Yeah, so many weird commercials back then.
Yeah.
Like they had the What's the Beef came out.
What's the beef?
The
No.
Mikey commercial. What?
Mikey, yeah, Mikey.
Nothing comes between me and my Calvin.
Right, right. There you go. There you go.
Gloria
Yeah, the
Vanderbilt.
Don't Hate Me Because I'm Beautiful. I
Oh,
think came
yeah.
out then. And what was I about to mention?
Where's the beef?
Where's the
Or,
beef?
no, it was right after that. I mentioned
Oh.
some. They started to say something else. I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, lots of weird ads came out at that time.
There was a lot of weird ads back in the day.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
just weirdness altogether.
Yep.
It was an interesting decade.
I remember saving my quarters, nickels, and dime to go to the movie theaters, and the first movie I went to go see was The Outsiders. Me and my older cousins went to. It was about like I must
That
have been
had
like
so many people in it too.
I must have been like 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember my older cousins, they were 13, 14, and we all went to see Outsiders. And
I think it was Ralph Macchio. Who was in it?
it was Ralph Macchio, it was Emilio Estevez,
Uh-huh.
it was Patrick Swayze,
Uh-huh.
it was
Was Tom Cruise in that?
No, yeah, Tom Cruise.
He was, wasn't he?
Yep, Tom Cruise was there. It was
Matt Dillon was
Matt Dillon was there. It was this guy.
So many people in that movie.
What's his name? He does the commercials now.
Alec Baldwin?
No, oh my gosh. Soda Pop.
Soda Pop commercial. Soda commercials?
No, that was his name in the movie.
Was he not the
Rob
blonde kid?
Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe, yeah.
He was in the movie.
Yeah.
Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I love that. I remember going to that movie. We walked in Puerto Ricans and we left their greases.
Nice.
No doubt. Why you laughing at me for?
You're a dork.
I'm dead serious, yo.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
That was a great, and I remember, I remember asking my mom, and she's like, I don't know, blah blah blah. But then my older cousin was like, oh, don't worry about it, it's PG.
Yeah, but was that before there was even a PG-13?
And they were like, let's get out of here. So they took me. I remember, I enjoyed it, and until this day, that's one of my favorite movies that I could watch. It takes me back to that one place. Hanging out with my older cousins, and I'm thinking I'm bad.
Yeah.
Went to the house, got myself a comb, started combing my hair back. I was like, yeah, I'm a greaser.
Oh my
I was like, you can call me Pony Boy.
Oh my gosh. I remember, because before there was PG-13, I remember we would go to the movies with my parents. I remember going to see Total Recall. Right? I can't remember how old I was. Going to see Total Recall, and it's rated R. And I remember, we walked up to the ticket counter. And my parents asked the person, they're like, why is this rated R? Is it because of sex or because of bad words or because of violence? And they said, it says sex and nudity, or it says violence and nudity. But there's not too much language. She's like, I don't think so. Oh. But that's what my parents were like most concerned about. Like, as long as there's not too bad language. But it's funny because there was no PG-13, so you had to ask these questions like to figure out what was this movie really about. But yeah, that was a great movie.
That was a great
like
movie.
Total Recall, Terminator movies.
Yep, I remember one of my other favorites was Top Gun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Top Gun.
Yes.
That was a good. And the soundtrack was great.
Soundtrack was good.
That was great.
We have never seen Risky Business.
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
Well, I know what to get her for Christmas.
Seriously.
Yeah.
There's so many great lines
Me
from
and
that
Scott-
movie, huh?
I think it's probably gonna be one of those things where I'm watching and I'm like, oh, that's from that.
Wow.
The only scene I've ever seen is when he slides in. That's the only thing I've ever seen.
Guido the Killer
and
Pim?
just the slide. What?
Guido the Killer Pim?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Rebecca, what was her? DeMonet? Was that?
DeBonet?
Yeah,
Rebecca.
DeMonet?
Oh,
yeah.
she was in Hand That Rocks the Cradle, that chick?
Yeah, but this was, I think, her first movie.
Ooh,
yeah.
I never saw it.
Wow.
She was very exposed in that movie.
Oh, was she really? So we know why that was rated R.
We trust you, Joel.
Oh.
That was the big line.
I can't believe I know, it's a shame.
But Breakfast Club was really big.
Yeah, Breakfast Club.
Great soundtracks.
Yeah. Breakfast Club. That's classic right there.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the movie they used to always play on Channel 11 was The Warriors.
Oh yeah.
That movie every summer you turn on and you see Warrior. You haven't seen Warriors?
Come out and play.
Come on and play. Cyrus.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't even know what you're talking. I have no frame of reference from Warriors.
I was talking about that. A friend of mine just saw it last weekend.
What kind of movie was it?
It was a gang movie.
It was a gang movie. It was about this guy named Cyrus who he has the biggest gang in New York. So he called all the other gang members, and you had to take 9 members in the Bronx. And basically, he wanted to take over every borough because they were bigger than the cops. Mm-hmm. So then push come to shove, Cyrus gets killed. They blame the Warriors. They get framed. Now they have the word out, let's get the Warriors. So now the Warriors got to go from the Bronx to Coley Island. But like every gang in the city is looking for them. So like it's an adventure within like the city limits of New York of all these different gang members trying to get this
right
one.
up. It's your backyard.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt, man.
So I love watching it. I'll be like, oh my god, I remember that. It's a good movie. You never seen that?
I never heard of it.
I don't know what we're gonna do with her, Scotty.
We have to sit her down and school her on TV.
Oh, okay.
Movie fest.
Right.
There were a lot of fantasy movies back then too. like
Willow.
Never Ending Story, Willow.
Buckaroo Banzai. One of the biggest stinkers of all times.
Yeah, they had all those movies back in the day. The Willow.
Labyrinth. That was the other one I was trying to think of.
Did you say what is it? The Never Ending Story. That was another one.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the biggest ones out there. I remember that was real good.
That was the movie that has kind of helped define my life. That movie.
Really? A Trail?
Big time.
A Trail.
I mean, that movie hit so many points for me. I love that movie.
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride. Andre the Giant, baby.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Talk about a movie having a lot of lines come from it. Oh, anybody want a peanut? I mean, come on. That movie was amazing. That movie was so good. And I liked at the end how, like, when you realized that it was Billy Crystal and all that makeup, it's like, what?
Yeah.
It's inconceivable.
Right. I don't think that word means what you think it means.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
How about Beetlejuice? Remember Beetlejuice?
Oh, heck yeah.
Beetlejuice. That was and you know they're coming out with a part 2?
I've heard that.
And
I already... Part 2 is a reboot.
No, it's part 2.
Two.
It says Beetlejuice 2 and it has Michael Keaton and it has like a lot of the original cast.
I wonder if Tina Davis would do it again.
Why not?
What's she doing right now?
Yeah.
Not much, but I just don't know.
She's probably tweeting right now with the guy from Goonies.
I don't know. I just don't know what her personality's like. I wonder if she would be open to it or not. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe let's get her on the podcast.
All right, let's ask her some questions.
All right, no doubt. I'll get on
Gina,
it.
call us. 561 Pod Squad.
Yeah, there you go.
See, now we're gonna have to get that number. That's the second time you mentioned it.
We gotta get that number.
I bet it's
one extra, right?
Should I call it and see if anybody answers?
Yeah, call it. And I'll be like, and if somebody pick up, give me the phone, I'll be like, I am so sorry. Perdóname.
All right, let's try
El número equivocado. And I'll hang up.
561 763.
Okay, don't call. Well, I guess it doesn't make a difference.
7. What would it be?
Put it on loud.
I apologize in advance to whoever this is.
2 3 763 7723.
Put it on speaker.
Yeah, put it on
speaker.
speaker.
All right, let's see what happens.
I'm gonna ask for Julio.
No, you be quiet. Let's not do this. That's what I good.
The number or code you dialed is incorrect.
You could get it, Jimmy.
Oh.
All right.
561 763 7723. Call now. Pod Squad.
Hey, I like that.
How do I do that?
You call up AT&T or wherever your phone carrier is and say, I want this number.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right.
Wow.
Put that on my to-do list.
Yeah, we got to do it right now.
I'm
Don't
a little
wait.
disappointed on one hand that somebody didn't answer.
I know, right?
That would
I
have been fun.
You're on the phone live with the Pod Squad.
That would have been.
Who the hell is this?
I know.
Why are you calling me?
That is awesome. This is so great. I'm loving this.
Well, thank you guys so much for doing this podcast.
We're done?
That's
We
it?
don't have to be done.
Oh,
Like, well, wait a minute.
I just know you guys have tight schedules tonight. I don't want to like keep you too long.
whatever.
Well, come on, we here. Let's just have fun with it. You know what I mean?
All right.
You know.
So what did you think the first time you saw Aerosmith team up with Run DMC? Remember that was like?
Wow. Walk this way.
No.
No, I remember what it was like.
Walk This Way. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Walk This Way.
Yeah, because they got and they did the video
collaborated.
together.
Walk This Way.
They did that
remember the
video
music
together.
video?
Yeah.
They like, you remember the music? They
You
broke
remember
through
the-
the wall.
Yeah.
You know, that was, I remember.
That was dope.
That was.
I remember that. I remember I remember another video that really influenced me was why can't I think of the name of the band? Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi,
The one Living on a Prayer. The one that when it just goes from black and white to color. I was like, I remember watching it, like, what? That was so awesome. That was pretty cool.
One of my favorite videos was Aha, Take on Me.
Take on Me.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Best of the
video.
decade. Best of the decade. So far ahead of its time. Like, literally, I have that video on my computer right now because it's that dope.
That.
So far ahead of its time
I'm
in
telling
concept and execution.
Yo.
Love that. Do you know how they did it? I saw behind the scenes of how they did it. What they did was, so they filmed the whole thing live, obviously, and then what they did was they had these artists break it down frame by frame and recreate the sketch over the film so that they were able to blend the two images together, and yeah, it was brilliant. Brilliant!
Yeah, I remember. You know what, believe it or not, like, we didn't get cable in our section of the Bronx till, like, the early 90s.
Yeah.
Because it was by section. So you could have HBO, but we couldn't have MTV.
Really?
The only thing that we had was a local channel in New York, Radio City Music Box. And it was like,
box. That sounds so 80s.
We had on TV. It was one channel. It was like, you know, either what was it? It was HBO or Showtime.
Yeah.
And that was it. My neighbor had HBO, and we used to go over there and watch Fraggle Rock at night. You know, those were the time. And like, not everybody had ACs. You know what I mean? So if they had an AC in the room, we all be locked up watching Fraggle Rock. You know what I mean? And then half of the cousins be like, ¿Qué él dijo? Be like, shh, watch it. Just learn English, man.
And after 11 o'clock, it would become adult TV, but it would switch over if you didn't pay for that. But it would have the line that would go down the center screen.
Line.
And every once in a while, you would catch a flash of
You
something.
catch it. Yeah. I remember that. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I remember
Then they got smart and they came up with these lockout boxes.
Yes.
But then what we had learned, if you unscrewed the coax cable in the back and you reversed them, you don't need the key. So we used to
See, we never figured that out.
See that?
We never figured that out. I remember being a kid, and I was over. I don't remember where my brother was. He wasn't there, but my parents and I went to their friend's house, and they had a daughter about my age. We were like 7, and her parents had a cable box. I remember we would sneak into her parents' room while the adults are downstairs, you know, doing whatever. We would sneak into her parents' room and try to like turn the dial and find the naughty channels. We're so bad. Oh, the 80s.
Yeah, that was funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Oh, whatever. Like, you never tried to find porn.
I didn't have cable.
Yeah, but you would
But
have.
real cable.
I only had channel 2, channel 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13,
Were you like at
40,
UHF?
and 41.
Were you at the
Those are all the channels that we had. And we had a
Yeah, well, we didn't have
click,
cable.
click, click,
Like I
click.
said, this was my parents' friend's house. I remember, and then Disney wasn't free. I remember in the
Disney?
Disney wasn't free. I remember you had to pay extra for it. So when we finally did get cable, we didn't get Disney. But I remember well, maybe Disney didn't start till the 90s, maybe.
Yeah, because
Ah,
I don't remember
Disney.
having
long
Disney.
after my time.
Yeah, Disney
Yeah.
might have been 90s.
I just remember my first girlfriend. If you're listening, I'm thinking
And
of
she
you.
was 90, wasn't she?
March 13th, 1986. I remember her. That was her
What
birthday.
was her name?
I can't say.
Because you can't remember.
Believe me, she knows who you are.
She knows who I am.
She knows who I am.
1986. Who was I dating in 1986? I think I was working on a cruise ship in 1986. My first ship was
Yeah.
86.
So you're dating anything that walked by your cabin.
Mermaids mostly, yeah.
Mermaids.
Unbelievable.
Whew.
This is awesome.
Yeah, memories. I'm gonna have to dig out my Cavaricci tonight.
Please do. Please do. Take some fresh pictures.
Yeah, fresh. Oh yeah. I couldn't even get in them if I wanted to.
That was the word back then. Yo, that's
That's so
that's
fresh.
so fresh. You'd be like, yo, that's
Yeah,
fresh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, that's fresh. Yo, that's bad.
That's-
You know what I mean?
Yeah, what else was there? It was Rad.
Red.
Red.
Awesome was big during the 80s.
Awesome. I still use
Awesome
awesome.
was
Oh yeah,
big.
awesome red. Gag me with a spoon.
Gag
the
Me with
Valley
the
Girl
Spoon.
talk.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of some other.
Be like, yo, what's up, Julio? Yo, that was
Totally.
fresh.
Totally.
For sure.
Duh. Or, but, not. Or was not 90s. Was not 90s or was not 80s.
Yeah,
Nah.
90s. Gnarly.
Gnarly.
Stuff.
See,
Anything
we never
from-
used that in the Bronx.
You never said not? Like,
Nah.
like if someone, you would
That's
be
a
like,
great
that's a
shirt.
great shirt. Not.
Nah. It was always like, yo, that's fresh. That's bad. You know, terms like that, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you couldn't even say, dude. That was a no-no, you know what I mean? It's not like now everybody's like, yo, what's up, my dude?
What were some of the movies that had the best, like, random dance scenes? Those were big during the 80s, weren't they?
Well, yeah. I mean, you had Flash Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have Roll House.
The random,
Yeah,
like,
Roll
everyone's
House.
choreographed all of a sudden knows
Oh,
what the
yeah,
hell
Roll House, yeah.
I mean, they're dirty dancing,
Dirty
obviously.
Dancing.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
You had like, you know, Let Your Boogaloo.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. You know, there was a lot of dancing.
There was
It's
a
funny,
lot
when
of-
I was in high school, I worked in a movie theater, and you talked about Beat Street earlier.
Beat Street, yeah.
And I remember that the reels used to come. There was like 4 separate reels, and then the projectionists would have to splice it together. Well, for the first like maybe 3 or 4 weeks of the showing of it, people were walking out saying this movie made no sense. And nobody realized that the reels were out of order. It was like when 1, 3,
Yeah.
2, 4 or something.
no.
And people were walking out time going, that movie was so weird, it made no sense. Well, of course it made no sense. The reels are right over her.
Oh
Whoops.
my God.
Whoops. We
Be
won't have that experience.
like,
anymore.
didn't he just die?
Yeah. And they were dancing.
And
but
they
now-
were just dancing, and now,
Explain
wait a minute, they had his
why.
funeral, and now he came back from the dead. What's going on?
I remember that's some great movies that summer. Star Trek, Wrath of Khan.
Oh my gosh, that was the bomb.
Yeah.
Star
I have
Trek.
been and always will be your
God.
friend. Yeah.
Yep.
See, I miss a lot of Star Trek stuff.
I love Star
I think
Trek.
that was a little bit older than me.
Ugh, I used
missed
to love
it.
Star Trek.
I was still into cartoons and stuff.
And I remember we were so mad. I remember growing up because when they came out with Star Trek: The Next Generation, everybody was like, "Oh, they can't do this to us." And then after
They
they
felt
hit,
betrayed.
after you hit, after people got hooked, it was like, okay, well, this is like a spin-off. It's not really, they're not replacing Kirk. It's like the new generation. It's like the newbies. Like Kirk is still around.
Yeah.
You know, but I remember when it first, like, I remember it was like, everybody
So
was like,
did Captain Kirk make appearances in the Next Generation?
well, in the movies.
In the movies.
Yeah.
In the movies, they made appearances together. You
Yeah.
know, when they was making it popular.
Yeah.
And then now you have all these other Star Trek. You know, Star
Deep
Trek and the
Space Nine
Fusions,
and yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Star Trek and the Captains. You know, Star Trek and the Jemmies.
You're an idiot.
I'm just throwing it out there. You know what I mean?
Hopefully Star Trek people pick up
Yeah,
some
no
good
doubt.
ideas.
You know what I mean?
I was going to ask you what was an ideal date back then, but you guys were so young back
I
in the
was
80s.
so
Bro.
little.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
All right, what was the ideal? Or you were going to go out on a Friday night. Where would you go?
All
Bro.
right, all
Red
right. Tell us about it.
Check this out. You know what I mean? We used to have Lois Paradise. It was a walking distance from my house. And her name was Maria. I remember. I must have been probably 11 years old.
Uh-huh.
And her mother talked to me like if I was a big boy. And she's like, let me tell you something. You taking out my daughter, but you're not going by yourself. You're going with her sister. So they sent her older sister. And her older sister took us to the movies.
Yeah.
And we were playing holding hands and everything.
Aw.
No doubt.
Nice.
And it was called Laura's what?
Lois Paradise. That was the name of the movie theater. No doubt. I learned how to speak French that night. Como allez-vous?
Alrighty.
Parlez-vous français?
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Oui, oui. I like that, right? Look at her blushing. I'm speaking.
I can't really blush, you realize?
You can't?
Not really.
I'm blushing now. I can see it.
You're
Look
right.
at look.
You're right.
You're glowing.
I'm
This is
glowing. Okay.
Yeah, but then I was I was about 11 years old, 11 or 12.
Well, yeah, because about the 80s
Yeah.
it was all about the malls and the movie theaters.
Well, we didn't
The
have malls.
roller skating.
And the roller skating.
Yeah, we had
Yay!
Yeah, ours was called Skate.
We had the Axel.
Axel, how about you?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember what it was called. I just remember I got taken there all the
was
time
it,
for
was
birthday
it up
parties.
here? Up here?
Yeah.
Was it the Palace? Off of Lantana Road?
I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember.
Really?
I really don't remember.
And the best skating song was The Stroke.
The
Stroke.
Oh my gosh.
They played on the radio the other morning. I'm like, oh my god, I haven't heard this song. And
I remember the whistles because we would go and they had these. They're about 1.5 inches long. And these little whistles that you could buy for 10 cents or something, and just roll around the roller skating rink blowing this stupid whistle all the time. It was like these
Pre-rave.
random little things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pre-rave. That's right.
But I remember going into junior high school in the 80s.
Mhm.
And we used to have these tickets. There were square tickets with numbers to get lunch. And we had to go,
Oh,
and
yeah,
they would
yeah,
take
yeah.
every day you had a number, 13, 14. So you would rip it up, and you would give them the half of a little paper, and then you had to save the other one for the next day. So if somebody wanted to have 2 lunches, they could just take your ticket and go online and get tickets. And that was back in 80, 88, 89. I was, that's when I hit the 6th grade. And Scotty was on the boat singing.
88,
Singing.
89, so then
Not
just trying
knowing-
to think how old, 18, 19, 20, 21. I was
I
22.
would have been, I don't know, maybe 5th grade?
23?
No. Yeah. Something like that.
Wow.
You
'Cause I
were in the
would've
what
been-
grade?
Wait, 89, you said? 88, 89? I would have been 9, so yeah, 5th grade maybe? 4th, 5th grade? To that.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
13, 12, 13.
What are some of the big, really, really big events that happened in the 80s? Big
Ooh,
time.
WrestleMania.
No.
Challenger exploded.
That's more what I was looking
Yeah,
for. Thanks,
don't-
Jay.
Well, wait,
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania was a big event for me. That was in Madison Square Garden, 1984. I remember that. I didn't go to it, but I remember. Why you laughing at me? Hulk Hogan,
You're
he
an
won the
idiot.
title. It's the truth. What, you thought I was going to say Black Sabbath?
I don't know.
To me, Black Sabbath was on a Sunday.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
I remember it was like 80, 48, 84, 85, 86 maybe.
Yeah.
I had gotten my first Sony Discman.
Oh,
Which
a
was my very
Discman?
first. It was my
Wow.
first CD that I ever got. I got two, picked up two
Wow.
CDs.
What
It
were
was
your
Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon
nice.
and Phil Collins' Space Value. I think it was.
I respect that.
And there was a song we said hello goodbye on that, and they played that over and over when the Challenger exploded.
Oh,
And
I
that was
remember
like
when that
the song,
happened.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
I still get
remember
goosebumps thinking about that.
Yeah,
It was
I remember.
chilling.
I was in, gosh, I think I was in
Yeah.
first grade. And I remember because it was a big deal because the teacher was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember they took all the kids out onto the field because you could see the what do they call it, chemtrails or whatever.
Contrails.
Damn it, you got that
Don't
word.
get me started
You
with
got
the
that
chemtrails.
word into me. Contrails. We're not going down that road. But you can see the contrails in the sky from it, and so it's a really super fuzzy memory, and I'm only like
Did you go up
90%. Huh?
Here? Did you go
Yeah,
there? Oh,
yeah.
So,
So I'm
you've
only like
probably seen it.
90% certain that it's true, just because it's so fuzzy. But I remember being on this field with all the other kids and we're watching it, and it's a big deal. We had talked about it so much. We even got like packets with their pictures and like individual pictures and a group picture and a picture of the shuttle and all this stuff. It was a big deal. I remember watching it, and then I just remember there being like a lot of confusion, and we all got shuffled back into class real quick, and no one really understood, why.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were so little.
Yeah.
Like, I remember that. I was in class, and nobody was talking about the shuttle. There was no big deal being in the city. But I remember when it happened, they went on the loudspeaker, and they said, let's have a moment of silence. And I remember like it was yesterday. And I remember sitting there in class, and I had no clue until after the fact that I found out when I got home that it happened. We had a moment of silence, and then I remember the teachers talking about it, and like, wow, it was a big deal.
It was
I
a big
remember
deal,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? Do you remember where you were when you heard about it?
I remember watching it on television.
Yeah.
I do remember it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. And then what else happened that
Didn't
decade? It was a
Reagan
big
gets
decade.
shot in the 80s.
Reagan got shot in the
Yeah,
80s.
he did.
Yeah.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
And his Secret Service guy got shot in the head.
Was
Yeah.
it Brady?
Brady.
Yeah.
Brady got shot. Yeah.
I actually have a vague recollection of that too.
John Lennon.
John Lennon. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll never forget that. I think I never forget that.
The
That
moonwalk happened in the 80s. Like not the actual one, but the Michael Jackson
Michael
one.
Jackson one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Michael Jackson.
It's
Yeah.
a big
I remember
deal.
my mom doing aerobics to Michael Jackson Thriller album.
Yeah.
And her and my sister. They had
Yeah.
and it was a record. And
Yeah,
I remember,
yeah, it was a
I
record.
remember my dad. They used to do it when my dad would leave the house. And then when your father's coming, put it away. And they used to put it away. I remember that.
Oh, that's so
I used to
funny.
have one of those red jackets with the zippers and stuff. I wish I still had that.
Oh,
I got a picture with the black one.
man.
Nice.
I got the picture with the black one, and I used to wear a white
Oh.
glove. I got it at the house. I got to look for it somewhere.
Oh
Oh my
my
god.
gosh.
Yeah, the red jacket with my white
Tell him,
Cavariccis.
yo.
Ah,
Oh
and
my
my brother
gosh.
used to imitate him all the time, and whenever he would do it, I would usually play Janet.
Uh-huh.
So we'd be in the mirror or whatever, or do like shows for our parents, and he'd be Michael and I'd be Janet.
Nice.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I know, we were so cute.
Yeah.
It was a good time, Great decade, man.
That was
Whew.
great.
Yeah, it was a good decade.
Yeah. All right. I'm
You
gonna
think that in 30 years people look back and say, man, 2015, those were the years.
I don't, you know.
This is the way.
No, man.
Remember when we used to always go to Jemmy's apartment and sit on before we made it big, and we used to sit there and talk into this recorder, and I remember we had nothing. I even used to wrap our gifts in like a recycled pizza maker box.
So that's not really pizza mix.
No, it's a gift inside.
Now I feel better than bring a gift. Wow.
Gift.
We're
Shut
talking
up.
into it right now. There
Yeah.
you go. All right.
There you go. That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Happy pre-birthday.
Thank you,
There
thank
you
you,
go.
thank you. You know, the
Aw.
original recording you did is still on there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You could delete those,
No, I don't want to.
Now that you've
Aw.
recorded it or put it on your computer,
Thank
you could
you.
free up the memory space.
I know that, but
Yeah.
it's like 5 seconds. I think
Aw.
it's good.
Oh, that was
Okay.
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
yo.
he put a little message on there when he gave it to me.
Oh.
Really
Oh,
nice.
that was beautiful.
What a nice
Made me
guy.
tear up and stuff. Made the people
You-
at the
did you
sushi
cry?
restaurant think that we were a couple
The first
breaking
time.
up.
Breaking up.
We used to go
Yeah.
to lunch all the time, and they were so
They're like,
confused.
that guy is an idiot. He's an idiot. That was,
He hurt you, Jimmy. We spit in his sushi. What?
yeah. Oh, he
man.
wants sushi?
Ew! You don't want to know what Jay just did.
Nah, my armpit, stop, because people will,
That's true. They're
stop.
gonna
Yeah,
think
they
the
could think
word.
about all the
Wink,
stuff. I
wink.
use my armpit, you know what I
They're gonna
mean?
think the word.
You know what I mean?
Or was it your armpit?
Whatever.
We'll never know. The world will never know.
Yup, this is priceless right here.
But yeah, I think that people look back. Finally, they could okay, yeah, the '60s. That was an awesome era because
Yeah.
of the music and
Yeah,
the,
yeah.
and the hippie movement,
yeah,
we love,
the
and then the
70s was the
'70s with the
revolution
disco and that sort of thing,
yeah.
and then the '80s was so much, pop culture,
Yeah.
and then the '90s, what? And then the 2000s, and
I
it's
think,
like,
the 90s, I look back on the 90s very fondly, but there's something about the 80s that is super endearing.
yeah, I mean,
And-
what?
And I don't know if it's just because that was such a big part of my childhood, like all my memories playing with toys or whatever. But yeah, there's something about the 80s that just sticks with
Best
you.
days of my life.
Sing it, Scotty!
No, I really, you don't want me to. But yeah, the '80s were definitely the best.
Yeah.
If I
I
could.
remember doing my first show in the 80s. I have a picture I got to show you guys. And it was a beauty pageant that my cousin was in, and I was her chaperone.
Oh man, I swear to God I was hoping you were in it.
It was, it was what?
I swear to God I was hoping you were in it.
I was in it. And so that's not right. But anyway, check this out. My people's out there, listen to me, okay? I'm talking to you out there. All the single ladies, you know what I'm talking about. It's me. But anyway, I remember my lines, and it was on channel, it came on channel 47. It was Univision. Or was it channel 41? Anyway, and my lines was, Bombe pide trovador, que le quiero decir, una niña tan bonita que yo me voy a enamorar. Oh!
I don't know what he's saying.
That was for you out there, you know what I
I
mean?
am hot right
Word.
now.
No doubt.
Scotty just took off his shirt.
Yeah, no
Again.
doubt. I remember. I got a picture and everything that I'm gonna forward it to my homegirl over here so she could put it up on the website so y'all can know what I'm talking about.
Better.
Word.
That's awesome.
I was looking to see if I had any '80s pictures on my timeline. I don't
Oh, I
know.
have the 80s pictures that you sent me.
You do?
Yeah, I do. You
Oh,
better
man.
ask. I saved
What did I
those.
send you?
You sent me
You
some
send them
pictures.
you send them to us.
You sent them
did?
to us.
I
Yeah, we
remember
were-
the one with Prince. I mean, that one I found on my phone. But
Oh, trust me, I have them somewhere.
You know, I'm telling you, yo, we gotta make it big, yo.
yeah, someday.
This is what's up.
Soon. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now.
I'm getting older and I can't wait
This is
anymore.
beautiful. Our time is now to shine.
Carpe diem.
Well, thank you for shining with me on this podcast.
Thanks for
guys.
having
You're
us
welcome.
over.
Yo, thank
It's
you.
just the first of many. I know it.
Oh, that's
it.
just stop.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
what
it's
I'm
good.
talking about. You know what I mean? Word, bilingual in the house.
All right, so I still want to do some sort of sign off.
Okay.
So let's see, how should we do this? Maybe Scotty, Jay, and Jemmy, we're the Pod Squad.
There you go.
With Curve the Cute? No, that's dope. This is the Pod Squad. The Pod Squad with
Scotty Fusion.
Poppa J.
and Jemmy on Curve the Cute. Woo!
No
High
doubt.
fives.
High five right here. That's what I'm talking about.
All right.
Thanks,
Word.
guys.
All right.
I'm out.
Word up.
Don't you forget about me. I'll be alone. Dancing, you know it, baby.
Don't you forget about me.
You
Only
need to
the
do
slick
video. Why don't we start YouTubing?
Oh.
You're such an
Wow.
idiot.
And on that happy note.
You have successfully curved the cube.